luxury garden landscaping ideas for modern elegant homes. When moving into a newly built home, I envision the outdoor space as an open canvas, waiting to embody the essence of sophistication and personal identity. The garden is never a mere afterthought. It is a living extension of the architecture, a place where refinement and comfort meet the natural world. A truly luxurious landscape design does more than decorate. It elevates the home into an environment that breathes elegance with every detail. This is where artistry and lifestyle intertwine, where every line, material and plant choice contributes to a symphony of beauty. The first encounter with a home is its entrance, and here lies the opportunity to establish a sense of grandeur. I imagine sculpted hedges guiding the eye with deliberate precision, symmetrical plantings framing the view, and water features introducing movement and sound that suggest tranquility and prestige. Pathways crafted from marble, granite or natural stone act not merely as routes but as statements of permanence and dignity. Every guest who walks this path senses not just direction but invitation. Ornamental trees, carefully chosen, perhaps ancient olive or a flourishing magnolia, stand as sculptural guardians, their forms deliberate, their presence commanding. They are not simply trees. They are living monuments to refinement, designed to echo the sophistication of the home itself. As the journey continues into the heart of the property, outdoor living spaces become pivotal. In modern luxury, the garden is no longer confined to a backdrop. It is inhabited, cherished, and celebrated. I see patios dressed in plush seating, designed for conversation and comfort. A fire pit glows softly at the center, not only a source of warmth, but of memory and gathering. Ambient lighting, concealed yet purposeful, layers atmosphere into the scene. An outdoor kitchen gleams with sleek finishes, polished stone counters, stainless steel appliances and bespoke cabinetry, standing ready to serve not just meals but occasions. The dining sets, shaded beneath pergolas of natural wood or wrought iron, promise both glamour and intimacy. Here, the boundaries between indoors and outdoors dissolve, leaving a seamless continuum of luxury. Water has always held a sacred role in design, symbolizing life, serenity, and abundance. In my vision, the garden does not shy away from water but embraces it as a centerpiece. Imagine a reflective pool where the sky itself seems to rest, doubling the expanse of the horizon. Consider cascading waterfalls, their sound carefully calibrated to soften the air, turning silence into melody. A koi pond, minimalist yet alive with movement, becomes a world within a world, a microcosm of tranquility. Infinity edge pools stretch toward the horizon, merging visually with landscapes beyond, embodying the boundlessness of modern living. Glass-tiled spas glisten, their surfaces catching light in iridescent fragments, an ever-changing artwork born of water and reflection. Each element is not placed for decoration alone, but for experience, for the way it transforms space, mood, and perception. The plantings themselves must be seen as deliberate strokes of a painter's brush. I never choose them as fillers, but as expressions of structure, contrast, and rhythm. Manicured hedges define boundaries with clarity and confidence, while topiary sculptures rise as living art forms, each contour shaped with precision. Carefully pruned trees lend height and permanence, creating architecture within the garden itself. And yet, to soften this order, I weave in ornamental grasses that sway freely, flowering shrubs that bloom with seasonal rhythm, and blossoms arranged in carefully curated palettes. Whites and creams suggest timeless purity. Deep greens anchor the design with calm gravitas, while accents of muted tones evoke sophistication without excess. The garden is not a riot of colour, but a refined composition, its beauty in restraint and balance. As day turns into evening, the importance of light reveals itself. To me, lighting is more than utility. It is transformation. Uplights at the base of trees extend their presence into the night, casting dramatic silhouettes against the dark sky. Pathway lighting, subtle and understated, guides without overpowering. Pools and fountains come alive with underwater illumination, their surfaces glowing softly, inviting pause and admiration. In pergolas, I imagine chandeliers or warm-toned string lights weaving intimacy into gatherings, their glow embracing every conversation. Modern technology allows control with ease. Smart systems adjust ambience with a touch, ensuring the garden shifts fluidly from serene sanctuary to vibrant celebration. No luxurious garden is complete without architectural anchors. Pergolas of teak, gazebos framed in wrought iron, or pavilions carved from natural stone stand as permanent testaments to design. They are not mere shelters, they are destinations within the landscape. Beneath them, shade and comfort welcome rest. Around them, gatherings unfold with elegance. Climbing plants such as wisteria or jasmine embrace their frames, softening their structure while filling the air with fragrance. These features are both focal points and harmonizing elements, bridging the natural and the built, the fleeting and the enduring. Today, true luxury embraces responsibility. Sustainability is not a compromise, but a complement to design. Automated irrigation ensures efficiency, drought-tolerant plantings reduce waste while enhancing resilience, and reclaimed materials lend history and authenticity to new construction. Solar lighting, discreetly placed, provides energy-conscious illumination. Vertical gardens and green roofs extend greenery upward, blurring boundaries between architecture and environment. In this, the garden honors not only beauty, but also the values of stewardship, reminding us that refinement lies not in excess, but in thoughtful harmony with the earth. Art completes the garden as signature completes a masterpiece. Sculptures of bronze or marble punctuate open lawns with elegance. Designer planters rise as functional sculptures, and handcrafted benches offer places of pause, each one an invitation to experience the space intimately. These pieces are more than decoration. They are declarations of individuality, each chosen to resonate with the homeowner's spirit. They transform the garden into an outdoor gallery, a realm where design and personality converge. In the end, what I envision is more than a landscape. It is a sanctuary where nature and architecture blend seamlessly, where every stone, every light, every plant, and every ripple of water is orchestrated to embody elegance. This is not the mere act of gardening. It is the creation of a living composition that speaks of refinement, comfort, and timeless style. For the new home, this garden becomes its most eloquent introduction and its most enduring expression, a space where the luxury of design meets the intimacy of life. When I extend my vision deeper into the property, I begin to imagine how a garden must serve not only as an external showpiece, but also as an internal sanctuary. An environment that answers both the aesthetic desire for beauty and the human need for belonging. Luxury landscape design has always been more than a demonstration of wealth. It is a philosophy that seeks balance between architecture, nature, and lifestyle. Every space, no matter how large or compact, has the potential to be shaped into something extraordinary, provided that intention and artistry lead the process. I often begin with proportion. The relationship between the home and the garden must feel inevitable, as though one was designed with the other in mind. Long sightlines invite discovery, drawing the eye from an interior window toward a sculptural tree in the distance, or a water feature positioned with precision. Layers of depth create intrigue. Near the home, the landscaping is deliberate, structured, and intimate, while further away, it becomes more natural, looser, and expansive. This graduated transition from formal to organic mirrors the rhythm of life itself, from the ordered structure of daily rituals to the freedom of leisure and contemplation. One of the most captivating elements I weave into a luxurious garden is movement. Static beauty is admirable, but dynamic beauty is unforgettable. Consider grasses that sway in the wind like ripples on water, or the constant flow of fountains whose gentle rhythm becomes part of the atmosphere. Trees planted to capture the breeze bring sound and life, leaves rustling like an orchestra of nature. Even pathways, designed with deliberate curves, invite the body to move slowly, to explore rather than rush. Luxury lies not only in what the eyes behold, but in how the body is invited to engage with space. Comfort, too, is essential. A luxurious garden is not intended for admiration alone. It must welcome its inhabitants with warmth and usability. Shaded terraces provide relief in summer, heated stone patios offer comfort in cooler months, and sheltered alcoves lined with cushions invite hours of reading, reflection, or conversation. These spaces, though outdoors, must rival the comfort of any indoor lounge. To achieve this, I rely on carefully selected materials, natural teak that ages gracefully, stone surfaces that hold the day's warmth, fabrics resistant to weather, yet soft to the touch. In such details lies the distinction between a garden that is merely beautiful and one that is profoundly livable. Water, in its many forms, continues to command my designs. Beyond pools and fountains, I think of water as an atmospheric element. Mist features can cool the air, rising in ethereal veils that catch the light, softening the garden into a dreamscape. Reflecting ponds serve as mirrors to both sky and architecture, their stillness amplifying the serenity of the space. Even narrow rills, small channels carved in stone, can carry water through the garden like veins, guiding sound and shimmer to unexpected corners. Luxury resides in such subtleties, where the element of water is not just seen but felt, not just admired but experienced. Planting composition is another arena where intention must reign. I avoid randomness. Instead, every cluster, every color choice, every height is orchestrated. Shrubs trimmed with precision can create geometry that grounds the design, while free-flowing borders of lavender, rosemary, or ornamental sage inject fragrance and movement. Seasonal planting ensures that the garden changes without ever feeling barren. Camellias and magnolias in spring, roses and hydrangeas in summer, ornamental grasses glowing in autumn, evergreens offering stability in winter. The choreography of these elements ensures that no season leaves the garden without identity or beauty. Lighting, when handled with artistry, becomes the invisible hand that reshapes the garden at dusk. I imagine uplights carving drama into the trunks of ancient oaks, path lights appearing like jewels scattered in the earth, and underwater fixtures turning fountains into glowing sculptures. More than illumination, it is atmosphere. Romance in a soft glow across stone, grandeur in the golden emphasis of architecture, intimacy in the twinkle of hidden lights. Luxury is not brightness, it is control, nuance, and the ability to sculpt shadows as much as highlights. Structures within the garden act as punctuation marks, giving rhythm and pause. A pavilion at the far end of a lawn creates destination and perspective, framing the view like a painting. A gazebo adorned with climbing roses transforms into a fragrant retreat, while pergolas draped with vines establish a rhythm of light and shadow across pathways. Each is not only functional, but symbolic, embodying permanence within the otherwise ever-changing language of plants. They invite stillness, gatherings, and reflection, all while enriching the architectural vocabulary of the garden. Luxury also reveals itself in details invisible to the untrained eye. Irrigation systems hidden beneath the soil deliver water efficiently, maintaining health without excess. Drainage solutions preserve the longevity of pathways and foundations. Sound systems, integrated subtly, allow music to mingle with the rustle of leaves. Even the orientation of seating takes into account the sun's path, ensuring comfort at different times of day. These technical aspects may not be immediately seen, but they are deeply felt, contributing to a seamless experience where beauty is never interrupted by inconvenience. Sustainability enhances luxury by grounding it in responsibility. I approach every design with an eye toward permanence, ensuring the choices made today will endure tomorrow without unnecessary costs to the environment. Native and drought-resistant plantings preserve resources while thriving in their natural conditions. Stone reclaimed from historic sites carries stories into the present, lending character that cannot be manufactured. Solar lighting integrates innovation with stewardship, proving that modern gardens can shine brilliantly without excess consumption. Luxury in this sense is not wasteful, it is wise, a thoughtful collaboration between indulgence and conscience. Finally, the human touch is expressed through art. Sculptures, installations, and bespoke furniture pieces transform the garden into a gallery of individuality. A bronze figure at the edge of a pool becomes a sentinel, a marble bench beneath a tree becomes a place of meditation, and ceramic planters bursting with greenery serve as living works of art. Each item is chosen not for fashion but for resonance, speaking to the personality of those who live there. This curation ensures the garden is never generic, but profoundly personal. In this way, I craft gardens that speak with quiet authority, combining structure with softness, permanence with change, comfort with grandeur. A luxurious garden is never static. It evolves with seasons, with light, with the footsteps that move through it. It becomes both backdrop and protagonist in the life of the home, shaping experiences and memories that extend far beyond its boundaries. It is this living relationship between design and life that defines true elegance, elevating the garden from ornament to essential. When I envision the final layer of a luxurious garden, I see it as the crescendo of a carefully composed symphony where all previous elements, entrance, structure, planting, water, and light, come together in a unified narrative. This last dimension is not only about beauty, but about identity. It is where the garden ceases to be a generic showcase and becomes a deeply personal sanctuary, a signature of the homeowner's values, tastes, and aspirations. The true art of design lies in this ability to transform space into meaning, where luxury transcends appearance and becomes a lived experience. At this stage, personalization is paramount. A garden without individuality is like a home without character. It may impress the eye, but it fails to capture the soul. Bespoke furniture, handcrafted installations, and art pieces define the emotional resonance of the space. A sculptural bronze form standing against a backdrop of greenery becomes both focal point and conversation starter. A marble bench placed beneath the generous shade of a centuries-old oak creates a place of contemplation, inviting pause in the midst of daily life. Ceramic planters, designed by artisans and filled with seasonal planting vessels not just of growth, but of culture, memory, and craft. Every choice reflects the homeowner's story, ensuring that the garden does not simply follow trends but carries timeless significance. Integration between indoor and outdoor spaces must be seamless. Floor-to-ceiling glass panels that open onto terraces erase barriers, allowing the eye to wander effortlessly from living room to garden. Materials repeated indoors and out, stone, wood, metal, forge continuity, reminding the inhabitant that the garden is not separate from the home but an essential extension of it. Outdoor living rooms are outfitted with the same attention to detail as their indoor counterparts. Bespoke rugs woven to withstand weather, tailored cushions in muted tones, tables crafted from reclaimed timber, and lighting fixtures chosen as carefully as chandeliers in a dining hall. This consistency of detail assures that the garden does not feel like an accessory, but like another wing of the house, equal in sophistication. Entertainment spaces within the garden are critical in today's vision of luxury. A carefully designed outdoor kitchen is not only a place for cooking, but a hub of social life. With wood-fired ovens, sleek countertops, and hidden refrigeration, it blends performance with elegance. Adjacent dining areas, shielded by pergolas and softened with drapery, host gatherings that feel intimate yet celebratory. Lounging areas positioned around fire pits become natural centers of conversation long into the night. For larger events, expansive lawns or terraces function as stages for artful celebrations, their design ensuring that even in grandeur, the experience remains harmonious and inviting. Technology, when employed discreetly, heightens the experience without ever intruding. Automated irrigation, hidden sound systems, smart lighting, and climate-responsive shading are not luxuries in isolation, but instruments that enrich comfort and convenience. A homeowner can, with a single gesture, adjust the glow of lights, the flow of water, or the rhythm of music, tailoring the atmosphere to mood and occasion. True luxury lies not in excess display, but in the ability to command a space with effortless grace. Sustainability, once seen as separate from luxury, now forms its foundation. The gardens of the future must be as responsible as they are refined. I design with this awareness: native plants requiring minimal intervention, water captured and recycled through innovative systems, solar panels subtly integrated into pergola roofs, and materials sourced with sensitivity to environment and community. These gardens do not deny indulgence, but temper it with wisdom, offering not just pleasure for the present, but stewardship for the future. Luxury is redefined here, not as abundance without limit, but as beauty informed by conscience, elegance in harmony with responsibility. Seasonality enriches this vision. A luxurious garden must never stagnate, it must evolve, breathing with the rhythm of the year. I imagine cherry blossoms cascading in spring, perfuming the air with ephemeral beauty. In summer, roses, lavender, and hydrangeas fill the garden with colour and fragrance, drawing butterflies and birds into the narrative. Autumn ignites with fiery tones of maples and the golden hues of grasses swaying in low light, a spectacle of warmth before winter arrives. Even in the quiet of the colder months, evergreen silhouettes, architectural structures, and carefully placed lighting ensure the garden retains dignity and presence. This perpetual transformation keeps the garden alive, offering fresh inspiration with every season. The role of fragrance cannot be underestimated. While the eye appreciates form and colour, the nose connects directly with memory and emotion. Jasmine climbing across a pergola releases sweetness in the evening air. Rosemary and thyme, planted near pathways, release their oils when brushed by passing hands. Citrus blossoms lend freshness while roses carry nostalgia. The garden becomes not only a visual delight, but a sensory experience, engaging body and soul in subtle harmony. I also consider the way a garden speaks to its surrounding context. A luxurious design is never isolated. It dialogues with the landscape beyond its boundaries. In coastal areas, I might mirror the horizon with reflective pools and windswept grasses. In urban settings, vertical gardens and green walls offer privacy while connecting with the pulse of the city. In rural or mountainous terrain, natural stone terraces and native flora tie the property to its geological heritage. The garden becomes not only a retreat but a bridge, connecting home and inhabitant with the larger environment in which they live. Ultimately, the garden's role is to inspire. It is not a stage for display alone, but a sanctuary for reflection, creativity, and joy. Children play on its lawns, families gather under its shade, quiet moments unfold in its alcoves, and celebrations come to life within its open spaces. Over time, it grows with the people who inhabit it, absorbing memories into its soil, its trees, and its walls. A garden of true luxury is therefore timeless, not because it resists change, but because it embraces it, weaving the story of a family into its evolving design. When I look at such a space complete, I do not see merely a landscape. I see a philosophy expressed in stone, wood, water, and leaf. I see harmony between humanity and nature, between architecture and art, between present enjoyment and future responsibility. I see a home not bounded by walls but expanded into the open air, where luxury is measured not by extravagance but by the depth of experience it affords. This, for me, is the essence of a luxurious garden landscape, a living masterpiece that reflects the highest ideals of design, the deepest layers of comfort, and the most enduring forms of beauty.